Welcome, my name's Neil Barrows, Senior Project Manager with PCL, looking after the BMO Field renovation project. Behind me you'll see the start of the Phase 2 project, which effectively is putting a canopy over all the fixed seats at BMO Field. So what we're here to do today is we're going to take a behind the scenes look at the engineering that went into preparing Phase 1 for Phase 2, get some detail about the Phase 2 work that's ongoing. So one of the added complexities of working with and around an existing stadium is trying to integrate effectively a new structure with the existing structure. So behind me is one of the 12 pre-assembled roof sections. These sections are fabricated in Montreal, brought to site in pieces and assembled on the ground into 100-foot by 40-foot sections of steel. Those steel sections are then hoisted into place by the 600-ton crane that you see behind me. The crane that we needed was so big that the 600-ton crane was brought in from Holland. That crane came to site on approximately 100 tractor trailers. That's how big it was. So these sections are hoisted up in the air as you see them and supported with temporary foundations. Then we're going to build a truss across the top of all these roof sections. And then eventually we'll be removing the blue temporary supports that are on the field. As we make our way from north to south, we're going to continue to install these sections. As we get to the south, we're going to build the entire south roof in one massive section. And this 600-ton crane, along with the 450-ton crane on the west side, are going to lift that section of roof together in one lift. A lift like that takes months, if not years, of planning. We've been in the planning stages for the BMO Field Phase 2 roof for over 2 years now. And through the collaborative work with MLSE, our designers, Intuitive and Thornton Tomasetti, and our structural steel contractor, who's Can-Am, we've coordinated this all, and it's all coming together in the next 6 months. So the blue shoring towers behind me that are supported on the grade beam that circumnavigates the entire field, those are temporary only. They're just holding up the front edge of the canopy sections until such time as the roof truss that goes all the way from the northeast to the southeast super column is in place. Once that is all bolted together and the roof is acting as a complete structure, those blue shoring towers will be removed and the sight lines from both sides, the east and the west, won't be impacted. One of the interesting things with the roof as well, one of the big fundamental changes is the enhanced lighting and sound system that are going to be installed. For years, since the stadium's been open, the field of play has been lit by 4 towers in the 4 corners of the stadium, which can provide some hot spots for lighting for the players on the field. Now the lighting, along with the sound system, is going to be included all the way along the west and all the way along the east roof as well. So you're going to get uniform lighting down onto the field and a better sound experience for the fans within the stadium. So we're in the southeast corner of the stadium, just inside of Gate 3. And one of the areas that at the end of last year was flat and at grade is now going to host three large circular columns, which we refer to as one of the super columns, which supports this one in the southwest, actually, southeast, supports both the east truss that runs north to south over top of the new east grandstand, but also the south roof, which runs in an east-west direction over top of the south stands. Below grade, these massive super columns are supported on foundations. And these aren't your traditional foundations of a drilled caisson or a large concrete pad. These are actually a series of micropiles. I believe there's somewhere 50 to 70 micropiles that support these 3 columns. And the micropiles are drilled with small machines that can enter through basically a garage door or even a pair of doors. The micropiles are drilled 7 meters down into the ground at varying angles, and those multiple micropiles support these large columns. And you can tell from the sheer size of them that this is some serious steel supporting some rather large loads. So we're just outside the Tfc Locker Room in the Tunnel Club, which we built as part of Phase 1. And this really gives an interesting perspective to the TFC players. I know at the end of Phase 1, walked the team out of here to look at the new grandstand, and it was pretty phenomenal. And the reaction of the team was something very memorable for me. I think what they're going to see this year when they come out is going to be even more dramatic